Hello everyone, this is Jack Frost with your daily update for the Ethereum technicals and Solana. For the Ethereum technicals, for the short term, price has increased after finding support at 3200 for the very short term, moving a little bit sideways. Volume supports upwards movement overall with strongest volume on these bullish candlesticks, though some strength in recent bearish candlesticks sees a little bit of strength and support for downwards movement. RSI is neutral and increasing with a little bit of room to move before it may enter overbought. Money flow is neutral and declining for the short term with a little bit of room before it may enter overbought. Additionally, neither RSI or money flow exhibit divergence at this time frame. ATR declines as price moves sideways for the short term, increasing previously as price increased, giving a bullish outlook for volatility. And at this time frame for Ethereum, ADX declines, showing no clear trend, which is standard movement for a long-term bull market. Corrections and consolidations are common and not a cause for concern. Though as ADX declines at this time frame, we use the model of stochastics and support and resistance, which suggests an upward swing may continue towards resistance at 3680, where stochastics may enter more deeply overbought. On this first Solana daily chart, this wave count seeing primary wave 4 subdividing as a double zigzag, currently within intermediate wave Y and within that minor wave C. Minor wave B labeled complete at this last high just here. If it continues any higher, it cannot move above the start of minor wave A at 188.0915. Additionally, the end of minor wave B has broken above this Elliott channel, the Elliott channel drawn around the intermediate degree movements from the beginning of intermediate wave W to the end of intermediate wave X, with a copy on the end of intermediate wave W. As price now moves down, it is expected to break back into this Elliott channel. If that does happen, there will be additional confidence in this wave count, seeing downwards movement to continue. At this wave count, we do have two new targets, giving a small target range for the end of intermediate wave Y and minor wave C. This target for primary wave 4 at 117.4360 would only see minor wave C moving a little bit lower than minor wave A and would not deepen this correction. At this point, we have quite a wide target range for minor wave C and intermediate wave Y, calculated between 94.0804, where minor wave C would reach the 1.618 Fibonacci ratio of minor wave A, and 84.7439, where intermediate wave Y would reach the 1.618 Fibonacci ratio of intermediate wave W. This gives a range for where these waves may be complete, deepening the correction for primary wave 4. It is also possible that price may end at this point where the target for primary wave 4 is set, though we will have to wait for further bearish movement for confidence in either target at this point. On the second daily chart for Solana, this wave count sees primary wave 4 unfolding as a barrier triangle, as the BD trendline is overall flat with a slight slope, as intermediate wave D is slightly shorter than intermediate wave B. If intermediate wave D does continue any higher, it cannot move above the end of intermediate wave B at 188.0915, though as is the rule for a barrier triangle, the BD trendline must be overall flat, so intermediate wave D can move a little bit above this point. This most recent completed session, a strong bearish candlestick moving lower, supports this wave count, seeing intermediate wave E to continue lower at this point for the end of primary wave 4. As intermediate wave E continues lower, it cannot move below the end of intermediate wave C at 122.5794, as is the rule for a contracting triangle. On the third daily chart for Solana, this wave count sees primary wave 4 a complete single zigzag, with primary wave 4 being truncated by 2.7951, where intermediate wave C fails to move beyond the end of intermediate wave A. Primary wave 5 and the end of cycle wave 3 now continuing upwards, a break above this Elliott channel previously. The Elliott channel drawn around the intermediate degree movements from the beginning of intermediate wave A to the end of intermediate wave B, with a copy on the end of intermediate wave A. Price has continued lower for this last completed session, which is standard movement after breaking above a channel like this. Further bullish movement moving above and away from this channel would support this wave count, and additionally a confidence point at 188.0915 would add further confidence to this wave count, as it is the upper invalidation for both previous wave counts. As primary wave 5 continues higher, any second wave corrective movement cannot move below its start at 122.5794. It is important to note that with these three main daily charts that we have at this point, it is important with Elliott Wave to incorporate alternates where applicable to cover a wide array of possibilities. And as we are seeing some strength in bullish movements for the short term for this wave count, if there is a high above this point for this wave count, invalidating the previous two wave counts that you saw, the invalidation of those wave counts can add additional confidence to this wave count and vice versa. On the technical daily chart for Solana, price has increased after finding support at 127, finding a little bit of support around 157, and now moving around support resistance at 175 for the very short term. Volume supports upwards movement with strongest volume on these green bullish candlesticks. Additional weakness for this last completed candlestick supports that volume profile. On balance volume previously breaking out of resistance, currently it has no new range. ADX continues to increase with a bullish trend that is in its early stages and not yet in danger of ending. This trend may continue to where ADX may reach very extreme or extreme conditions, and RSI and money flow, which you will see in a minute, may exhibit divergence and or enter overbought. RSI neutral and declining, having just failed to enter overbought here. Money flow neutral and overall increasing along with price. Both RSI and money flow have a little bit of room, money flow a lot more than RSI, a little bit of room to move before they may enter overbought. Additionally, neither exhibit divergence at this time frame. ATR overall steadily increasing along with price, giving a bullish outlook for volatility. And as previously mentioned, with this bullish trend indicated by ADX, upwards movement is expected to continue. And as this trend is not yet in danger of ending, bullish movement is expected to continue. It is also important to note that at this point, this supports the third daily chart and expects the other two daily charts to potentially be invalidated at some point in the near future. That's all for me with your daily update for Solana and the Ethereum technicals. If you want the Ethereum Elliott Wave count, we have done an update for that today at pureelliottwave.com. You can sign up for that using the link in the description below. Thank you, and I hope everyone has a good day.